excellence prevails. Real. Jamghar jahan real party pack tyahan.
Proud to be associated with Kantipur News.
Good afternoon, I am Aprila, Ghising Lama, and these are the headlines of the hour. 2 people killed and 6 others injured in a jeep accident in Boitari. Jeep went off the road and fell approximately 70 meters down. Nepal Rashtra Bank cuts interest rates to boost credit and investment, targets 12% credit expansion and an inflation of around 5%. Preliminary report on last month's Air India crash finds both the fuel control switches were in cut-off position, turning off the engines leading to the disaster. And it's Carlos Alcaraz versus world number 1 Yannick Sinner in the final of the Wimbledon. Sinner defeats 24-time Grand Slam champion Djokovic to enter the title decider. 2 people have died and 6 others have been injured in a jeep accident in Boitari. The jeep was en route from Dhangadi to Gokuleshwar and in Dorchula when the incident happened. The accident took place around 5:30 a.m. today at Khilpali Bend in Dasratchand Municipality 6, Boitari. The jeep went off the road and fell approximately 70 meters down. According to Boitari police spokesperson Balram Pandey, the deceased have been identified as 24-year-old Santosh Bahadur Rana, the driver from the Lashaini Rural Municipality 1, and 32-year-old Kiran Bohra from the same area. Both died while undergoing treatment at the Patun Primary Health Center. Of the 6 injured, 1 is reported to be in critical condition. All the injured are receiving treatment at the Patun Primary Health Center. The police said further investigation into the accident is ongoing. Now, the monetary policy for the fiscal year 2082-83 PS released on Friday targets a 12% expansion in private sector lending. To this end, the limit for loans for residential home construction or purchase has been increased from 20 million Nepali rupees to 30 million. Provisions have also been made to provide up to 1 million Nepali rupees in agricultural or business loans when the intention of mobilizing over 600 billion Nepali rupees currently sitting idle in banks. The new policy also allows banks to issue loans based on specific crops.
Nepal Rashtra Bank has unveiled a monetary policy for the upcoming fiscal year aimed at supporting productive sector, housing and stock market investors. Under pressure to adopt a more flexible policy, the central bank has tried to address nearly all sectors. The limit for margin loans against share collateral has been raised from 150 million to 250 million. The policy also aims to energize the sluggish economy by facilitating loans to industries involved in agricultural production and processing. Monetary policy further facilitates lending to small and medium enterprises. Guidelines for working capital loans have been revised based on the nature of businesses such as small and cottage industries, education, health, sports and communication, as well as their income and repayment cycles.
बैंक तथा वित्तीय संस्थाहरूले खाद्यान्न, बाली, पशुपन्छी, माछा पालन लगायत कृषि व्यवसायसँग सम्बन्धित कार्यका लागि व्यक्ति वा व्यावसायिक फर्मलाई फसल तथा उत्पादनको प्रकृतिसँग तालमेल हुने गरी विभिन्न अवधि र प्रकृतिका कर्जा प्रवाह गर्न सक्ने व्यवस्थालाई थप सरलीकरण गर्दै कार्यान्वयनको प्रभावकारी अनुगमन गरिनेछ.
The provision that allows microfinance institutions to distribute more than 15% annual dividends will be reviewed. To attract foreign direct investment, commercial banks will now manage foreign exchange risks, making the process smoother for international investors. Officials say this policy aligns with the government's fiscal objectives and economic growth targets and will have a positive impact on the overall economy. The deposit collection rate has been reduced from 3% to 2.75%, which will lower interest rates, although it may reduce returns for regular savers. However, this will discourage the trend of hoarding money in banks for interest income. The monetary policy also raises the foreign exchange facility limit for outbound travelers from $2,500 to $3,000. It includes provisions for restructuring loans for those affected by Jajarkot earthquake. The central bank appears to have coordinated its policy with the Ministry of Finance to align with the government's fiscal strategy. With Vikas Joshi on camera, a report by Dashrath Rai and Suman Pantha for Kantipur News, Kathmandu.
Typically, there should be coordination among ruling parties before introducing any bill in the parliament. However, recent developments in Nepal's federal parliament show a lack of consensus even among coalition partners, with bills being presented without adequate preparations. In some cases, ministers are absent on the day their bill is tabled, or the bill is withdrawn from the agenda altogether, leading to increasing dysfunction and controversy in the House.
Repeated negligence and manipulation ranging from general to sensitive matters have raised serious questions about Parliament's credibility. A forgery within the Civil Service Bill came to light only after it had already been passed by the House. This prompted formation of a special parliamentary committee led by Nepali Congress lawmaker Jiwan Pariyar. However, in violation of parliamentary rules, he was named as coordinator instead of chairperson, causing further uproar. Now, efforts are underway to correct the mistake and reassign him properly. In another case, a land-related bill previously introduced through an ordinance and withdrawn due to disagreement among ruling parties was reintroduced without adequate discussion. When Nepali Congress lawmakers opposed it, the bill had to be removed from the schedule again. Such attempts to pass bills without internal consensus have been heavily criticized. The frequent removal of agenda items due to absence of concerned ministers has also become common. Even when ministers like those of industry and education were present, items were still removed from discussion. Lawmakers have at times surrounded the rostrum, demanding explanations even during crucial budget discussions. There is a growing concern if the government continues to ignore these issues, exploiting its majority while dismissing dialogue and accountability, it could have serious repercussions on the entire state apparatus. With Rupa Koirala on camera, a report by Deepak Acharya for Kantipur News, Kathmandu.
It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Yesterday's question: how did you find the new monetary policy by the central bank? Your options are A, as flexible as expected; B, does not address all sectors; C, challenging to implement; or D, no comment. Visit www.kantipurtv.com or www.ekantipur.com to share your opinion with us. It is time for a short break. We have more news coming up. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Now we will be connecting you to the National Music Awards. Bye for now.